Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Hi everyone and welcome. That's me waving hello. Welcome to today's episode. I have been so busy clearing out houses and doing other things and going to Nashville and all that stuff that I didn't do an update on how our little auxiliary building, the sort and space, the storage building, aka storage and pool house, was coming along. So I thought I'd do an update today and show you what's happening. Last time they were starting to get the Tyvek wrap put on the outside and the plumbing and electrical done. Well, I'm happy to say that all of that passed and they've been able to move on to today. They're getting the window trim done on the outside. Well, heck, let me turn this around and show you what's been happening. Today we had a fellow from an exterior siding company, and he was putting all the white trim on. Now that has to go in place before any of the blue siding, which actually there's not much blue siding. It's just a little bit down on the bottom. We added a little bit of that color just to kind of tie the two buildings together so it seemed harmonious. And the blue that's going on, well, it's the exact same blue we have on the house over there. It is starting to shape up. And the massive amount of windows I put on the front of this building is tying together. The trim is looking good. They have to come back and put a piece up there, but they're aware of that. I'm not too concerned. The electrical is all in place. And on the inside, well, I'll give you a little sample. You can see the flooring was laid down, the epoxy enamel. However, the guys do have to come back and fix it because there was a discoloration issue. And I said, you may as well wait until we get the drywall done because that's going to make a big mess in here. But I don't know if, let's see, how do I get through here now? I'm going to walk through my wall. Woo! I'm going to Casper the Ghost my way into the other side. There we go. Oh, I guess I could have just come through here. Oh, it's peg shut. Never mind. But look, there's insulation. It's insulated. How nice. The crew, Frederick's crew, have been back. We've had Dave here and some of his cohorts, and they were doing all the poly on this side. They ended this today, all the insulation, and we put poly wrap like over top. It's probably weird if you're like in England and they're building with slate roofs and brick walls. This is probably very different, but typically in North America, there's a lot of wood frame building, and then we insulate with this fiberglass insulation. And then they plastic wrap it for barrier, and then the drywall goes on over top. So that's the stage we're at right now. They do have to do the drywall and insulation in the pool room still. Looks like they got quite a bit done through here. When I say the pool room, oh yeah, this is the little bathroom space here. And I did buy a vanity. I bought a sink and I bought a toilet for in here, but that doesn't go in until the drywall's all done and the room is more or less painted. Come back through there. Over on this side, you can see where they ended today. They started laying some of the insulation in, and we have 10-foot ceilings, so they have to fill the gap all along the way. They lay it as it comes out of the bag and then fill the missing pieces in later. So that's what they're doing. You can kind of see the little sections here that they've cut to fill. A little bit extra work with the taller ceiling, but you know, it is nice to have that height. Is just makes a small space, and it's not so small. I mean, each side in here is 500 square feet. I mean, that's like the size of that's bigger than a New York apartment probably. But once you start putting tractors and things in here, it's going to feel small, and having a higher ceiling will just make it feel a little bit more open and big. They were working their way through this room. They had to cut a hole in the drywall back there to fit some of the plumbing in, but that's okay. I mean, this is a utility room. They're going to figure out what to do with that, how to box that in nicer. But the pool equipment is almost all back in place, and yeah, it's a pretty small space, but this is what was laid out. So all the plumbing and the ground and everything was purpose built for a space this size, so we left it as it was. One thing that we ran into, and I don't Gee, that's weird. I thought I heard something back in the bush. There's probably squirrels and all kinds of stuff over there back in the trees. The septic tank that was back there that the plumbing was leading towards. Oh yeah, there's definitely a squirrel over there. We have coyotes back in that area too, so you never know what's walking around. Thus the fence to keep our little dog Chewy, our Yorkie, safe. The most expensive dog barrier ever. We did it all around our whole place pretty much. There is a septic tank back there, but we can't use it because it's out of date and they won't pass it with that type of system. So we have to put in a new septic system, and that means that we're gonna have to pull a section of our fence out so they can get their big equipment back there, drop it in, and every time the guy wants to come and empty the septic tank, you're gonna have to drop the hose over the fence. They said there isn't a place to put it kind of in this area, that the plumbing all leads out the side, so it's kind of got to go in that area. That's fine. It just means a little deconstruction before we can put things back in place again. The other thing that happened is right underneath my feet, you can kind of see that dirt line right there. Well, that's because they came and they trenched and they buried my electrical. We used to have sort of a very temporary cable that was run almost all the way underground from the house, and then it was above ground up here, and I was always nervous I was going to hit it with a lawnmower or something, so I just didn't even come in this area with the tractor. Now that's all done, that's all underground as it should be, and things are looking up. Incidentally, we inadvertently trained a squirrel. It's a long story, but if you're on my Facebook, you probably saw I posted a picture of a squirrel, and it was on Abigail's shoulder. Well, it had fallen out of a tree. They had all sorts of fires and stuff out by Melissa's mom's place, and the mom squirrel never came back for the baby squirrel. So this little baby squirrel, we have had it, we're feeding it with the bottle and got it just long enough so that its teeth would come in so we could release it. But now we have a very tame squirrel on our property, and I was inside this space the other day looking, and there was a squirrel in there, and it looked very surprised that it was indoors. And I said, that looks like a pretty dumb squirrel. I said, I bet that's our squirrel. And I called it, and Melissa calls it baby. And I went, baby? And it ran up my pant leg and sat on my shoulder. So I was thinking about this, that now that we have this somewhat tame squirrel in our yard running about that occasionally runs up and sits on our shoulders, our neighbors are just on the other side of that fence. They're going to be out in their yard enjoying like a beer on their deck or something this year and have a squirrel like run up and sit on top of their head. I feel like I should give them a heads up, literally, that could happen. But what fun would that be? The stories they'll be able to tell their grandkids. So right now I'm just waiting for the guys to come back after the weekend, and they're going to continue insulating. But very soon the siding is going to start going on, and things will really start wrapping up quickly, which is great because we are hitting summer here. School is almost out, and I do want to get the pool up and running for the kids this summer. That's like their favorite place to be on a hot summer day. So lots to do, lots to go. Oh, and on top of it, this is where it starts getting expensive. Not that that wasn't expensive, but that's necessary for my business. Because we do have a washroom back there, or bathroom, and the propane truck has to go to fill up the propane, they need a solid surface to drive these big trucks on, which means that this little path that we have that I'm walking on, see, it's very sandy looking. This is going to be paved behind me, and we're going to turn this into a little road that goes back to the other side. So all things that are important and need to happen. But it's just, you know, balancing all this stuff happening all at once while I'm still trying to do my actual job too has been a little bit of a challenge, but we're on track. So far we're on budget and making good progress. Well, this morning woke up to a whole lot of activity, and it looks like the drywall has arrived. I see the big truck there. We've got drywall showing up. We've got electricians on site. All the things are starting to happen today, which is great news because it's supposed to rain this week. Thank goodness, we need the rain. Look how dry our yard is. And you wouldn't want to be driving a big truck like that with drywall in the rain. So this is great timing that it came today. After the drywall got dropped off, the guys were busy all day. We thought we'd check in. There's a Melissa. You want to go inside and see what they're up to? You were saying you saw something on the outside that was different?
Yeah, actually, I saw one of the guys I've seen the machine before that bends the eaves troughs, so I saw the machine out, so I knew.
Oh yeah, we have gutters.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Gutters.
Gutters.
Yeah.
Is it just the one drop down?
I don't know.
We gotta put a water thing.
Yeah, we want to do a rain barrel over here somewhere. What?
Should we nope?
What'd you see? What's over here?
I think it's a squirrel.
Oh, is it our squirrel that's over here? You gonna call it?
No, we get the dog over here. Tree, go get in the, go get a tree.
Melissa is trying to protect what she thinks is our baby squirrel. Hang on, do you want me to hold the dog?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the dog and then we'll look on the inside. Okay, while Melissa looks for our slightly wild pet squirrel that's roaming our yard, I am keeping track of Chewy so he doesn't chase it down and having a look at the inside. Drywall has started. Look at that, top of my head shot. I'm going to turn this around so you guys have a better view. The drywall is going up on the ceiling there. I guess you do the ceiling first, get all the tricky stuff out of the way, and then they do the walls. I think they did the other side. Do you want to take the dog?
Sure.
Or should I just put him down?
Okay.
I'll put him down. There you go, Chewy.
I didn't
Okay.
find it.
I figured you didn't come back with a squirrel on your head.
True. I don't know why he goes to our head.
They've started the wiring in here. Apparently they think they're going to finish this up tomorrow, which is good news. And we can actually think about getting the pool and everything up and running again. Through this side and around the corner, we have drywall. Lots of drywall. And our vaulted ceiling. So this side looks like it's pretty much ready for mud. This is the more residential-ish kind of, the nice side. This is going to be the nice side.
Where we can sit and...
Yeah, kind of, well, I can sort stuff in here, or if we have company come that want to hang out, they can hang out in here. They covered the floor. Underneath this, the epoxy floor was installed, but they need to fix it. I think I said before, they're going to come back after all this is drywalled. There's no point coming back to redo a nice floor and then get paint and stuff all over it. So we'll call them back in a little while. But very soon, after they get the mudding and taping done, there'll be paint on this side.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's really the next step for over here is mud and tape. If my friend Adam was here, he'd be a pro at getting this all taken care of in a jiffy. But yeah, nice view of the pool out the window, which was the idea. Lots of windows from this side. They haven't drywalled the bathroom yet, but that'll be soon. Which is okay. It's kind of like it's our secret passageway right now. Because they have the door temporarily pinned shut so it doesn't blow around in the wind. Wild dog loose on site. And I think the fellow that was here doing all the trim is just about done too. I don't know how much more he has to do around. I don't know if there is a whole lot of trim around these doors.
He might be done.
He might be done what he has to do, and then the siding goes on. A little bit of blue here.
I don't know what this is. Just trimming that.
Oh, well, he's obviously not done. There's,
I think he did a good job.
yeah, he did.
They're all doing a good job.
Yeah, they got the white trim all around the windows. It is looking very good. So I guess we'll check back in probably tomorrow and see how they progress. They should get the rest of the drywall up on that side, hopefully very soon. And before we know it, hopefully, I'm starting to put water in the hot tub. Hopefully this will be functioning again before too long. It is a rainy kind of day today. The guys are back working on the drywall inside, but better yet, our electrician Emily was able to get everything hooked up for the pool. And although we don't have the pumps hooked up and the system needs to be gone through by a pool person, the power for the cover was working and I was able to get the pool opened up. I am just skimming it right now. That's what I'm doing. Getting the last year's bugs and leaves and stuff out of there. And I gave it a little shock, a little chlorine, and already that color is turned a lot more clear and a lot more. It was very murky looking earlier, but it's actually coming along pretty nicely. We are getting rain though, so I don't leave this cover open for too long because I don't want to overfill the pool. And weird phenomenon apparently can happen. I've never heard of it. Well, I've heard of it happen, never seen it. Apparently, if it rains so much all around your pool can act like a boat and actually lift out of the ground. That's why you have to make sure the landscaping is done very well beforehand. Not a problem with us so far, but we are finally seeing the light. Maybe not in the sky today, but we're seeing the light when it comes to getting this pool functioning again, and that's gonna be good news for the whole family. I noticed a truck driving out with a big trailer on it, and that trailer was dropping off the siding. The guys have returned to the site. They're starting to get the missing trim that was up on the peak there done today, and the siding is going to begin. So at some point, and I'm off to work and go do stuff today, but when I get back, this place might look a whole lot different on the outside. In the meantime, before I go though, I've got to open up this pool again, see if the shock and the chlorine I put in there did anything. We don't have the pumps circulating yet, but hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer than what it was yesterday. See, they got the missing trim back on. That's all completed, and they've moved around. They're not inside. Sounds like they're around the corner. And yes, the white siding is going on this side of the building, as they're starting low and working their way up to the top. You guys gonna be able to reach the peak up there? You'll get up there? And then we've got these little... You'll climb the wall like Spider-Man? Okay, I'll have to see that. This little corner here is going blue. I don't know if they've marked it with a little bit of blue or whatever that is, but that section is blue. That's blue along the front. And then the sides, because we're never really gonna see the sides or back, we just went white because that's very easy to find. White siding, if anything ever happened or a tree fell or something got broken, that's going to be the easiest part to do. Behind me, he's cutting siding right now over there actually. Behind me, the pool is looking more pool-like. It's enticing me to go in, but I know it's going to be freezing in there. But throughout the day, I'm just kind of I'm letting the sun hit it a bit. I'm stirring it up, stirring everything in. We'll get these pumps turned on in a couple of days, but it's looking much better already. I am coming out to the backyard because there's some serious equipment that showed up. I want to see what this is all about. Seems to me this excavator is here because we're getting ready to put the, and I don't know if they've done it already, but this is to put the septic tank in the back. Fence has been dismantled somewhat. And I don't know if they were trying to get this post out earlier. If they did and put it back, or if they gave up on it. Probably going to do it later because it doesn't look like they've dug anything out just yet, but some pretty serious work is going to be happening. When it comes to the house itself, or the property that we're building over here, the siding is nearly done on this side. They are starting to get the blue put on, the accent blue. You can kind of see it starting to go on. And better yet, the pool is working. Well, that's it for today's episode. We were able to take the kids swimming last night, which is great. And now we are waiting for the next bit. So next episode, fun stuff. Septic tank's going in. The drywall is going to get mud on it. That sounds like they're going to be throwing dirt on it, but you know what I mean. And this place is getting a lot closer to being finished. So tune in for the next episode, guys. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now.